Welcome back. Having understood sensible heating and sensible cooling processes, now come to the other two psychrometric processes, that is humidification and later we would see dehumidification. When there is only humidification of air, that would be constant dry bulb temperature. Let's say your air condition is known to you as specified by point 1 on the psychrometric chart. Its dry bulb temperature TD1 and specific humidity or relative humidity is known to you. So, during the humidification, dry bulb temperature remains constant. Let us say this air is humidified up to point 2. Corresponding to this humidified air, if you see the specific humidity, it is denoted here as W2 and the relative humidity as phi 2. From this process which is represented on the psychrometric chart, it is very much clear that the specific humidity increases from W1 to W2. Since you are adding water vapors to the air, it is a humidification process. Relative humidity is also going to increase from phi 1 to phi 2. Phi 2 is more than the phi 1 and its constant temperature process, since there is no sensible heat added to the air or removed from the air. So, in conclusion, during the humidification process, that is addition of moisture to air without change in dry bulb temperature, relative humidity increases, specific humidity also increases and dry bulb temperature remains constant. That is, there is no sensible heat interaction. What about enthalpy? If you note down the enthalpy at point 1, it is H1 on this enthalpy scale, and if you measure the enthalpy at point 2, that would be H2. We will come to know that this H2 is increased as compared to H1 value. So, that means enthalpy increases. Now, the question is, why enthalpy increases if there is no sensible heat addition? Since it is constant dry bulb temperature process, no sensible heat interaction is there. Even then, enthalpy is getting increased from H1 to H2. Now, this increase in enthalpy during the humidification process is because of the addition of water vapor to the air. When you are supposed to add the water vapor into air, that means water must get evaporated. So, the latent heat is required to evaporate the water, and that way there is a addition of latent heat to this air, and therefore, because of this latent heat, H1 is increased to H2. The enthalpy of air from the inlet condition to the outlet condition is increased. This latent heat involved there would be simply H2 minus H1 kilojoule per kg. Alternatively, it can be written as HFG multiplied by change in specific humidity, that is W2 minus W1. W2 minus W1 would represent mass of water vapor added per kg of dry air multiplied by the latent heat of vaporization for the water, HFG. So, that would give you the latent heat, that is kilojoule per kg added to the air. So, earlier we have seen that when there is a sensible heating or sensible cooling process, which is constant specific humidity process, and here when there is a humidification, it is a constant temperature process, and therefore sensible heat is not getting changed. There is no sensible heat interaction. However, there is a latent heat added. This latent heat addition per minute can be expressed as mass of air multiplied by H2 minus H1. Mass of air multiplied by HFG multiplied by W2 minus W1 is the alternative expression in terms of specific humidity for latent heat. Mass of air can be further expanded as a product of the volume flow rate multiplied by mass density. So, volume flow rate expressed in terms of meter cube per minute multiplied by mass density, that is kg per meter cube, multiplied by latent heat of vaporization, and the W2 minus W1 is the change in specific humidity. You know, the mass density is 1.2 for the air and HFG is 2500. That constant would get as 3000 multiplied by volume flow rate multiplied by W2 minus W1 kilojoule per minute. So, the expression for latent heat that comes out here in terms of kilojoule per minute as 3000 into volume flow rate of air multiplied by change in specific humidity during the humidification process. If you divide it by 60, it will give you in terms of kilojoule per second, that means kilowatt. So, it would come out 3000 divided by 60 as 5050 into volume flow rate into change in specific humidity. So, that is the equation for latent heat, which comes into picture when there is a humidification. Now, when the other process that we are supposed to understand, that is the dehumidification. The fourth basic process is a dehumidification. That would be also a constant tribal temperature process. It would be also represented here on the psychrometric chart as a vertical line, and it would be reverse of this process. Let us say this is point 1 and this is point 2. There will be change in specific humidity that would get decrease, and enthalpy also would get decrease. So, all these expressions will be equally applicable for the dehumidification process also. So, during dehumidification, the relative humidity decreases, specific humidity also decreases, whereas tribal temperature remains constant. There is no sensible heat interaction, and the expression for the latent heat would be same as 50 multiplied by volume flow rate in specific humidity. So, this is all about the two psychrometric processes, that is humidification and dehumidification. Now, in the next part we would see the other real psychrometric processes, which are a combination of the heating as well as humidification or dehumidification, similarly cooling with humidification and dehumidification. Okay.